Good morning, students. You are welcome in the second part of chapter 4 in social science, that is, major landforms. Students, in the previous part of this chapter, we read about mountains and plateaus. Now, in the second part, we are going to study about plains, deserts, and rivers. So, let's start. See, these are the pictures of plains. A plain is a flat and low lying land surface. They are also called lowlands. They can be level or slightly hilly, and the slope of the land is gentle. Plains may be formed by deposition of sand and silt by rivers, as in the case of the northern plains of India. Rivers carry sand and silt with them, and when the rivers slow down on plains, these materials are deposited on their banks. Plains are formed by these deposits. Some plains are in the interior of the continents, while some are near the sea coast. So, plains are more thickly populated than mountains and plateaus. Now, the importance of the plains. Plains have fertile soil which is suitable for agriculture. Most ancient civilization came up on the banks of rivers on the plains. And most big cities and towns are located in the plains, and it is easier to construct roads, railways, aerodromes and canals in the plains. These are the pictures of desert. Deserts are land areas covered with sand everywhere and that receives very little rainfall. These areas have a dry climate. Now, the features of deserts are uh, deserts have very hot days and cold nights, frequent dust storms. Deserts have hills of sand called sand dunes, and deserts have very little vegetation due to less rainfall. Most deserts are located on the western side of continents or on the leeward side of the mountains. And some examples of deserts are Sahara Desert and the Kalahari Desert in Africa, the Great Sandy Desert and the Great Victoria Desert in Australia, Thar Desert and the Arabian Desert in Asia, and Atacama Desert and Patagonian Desert in South America. Now, the rivers. Rivers are natural channels that carry rainwater or water from melted ice and snow from mountains to plains, lakes, and seas. These channels start as streams and join together to form a river. From the place of origin to its mouth, a river passes through three stages. Place of origin is mountains, and mouth is the place where a river joins the sea or a lake. So, we can better understand about the three stages of a river through this diagram. See, children, in the first upper part, the upper or the young course, most rivers originate in the mountains. Here, the speed of a river is very high, and the river cuts a deep and narrow channel in the mountains. And some features of the upper course are canyons, waterfalls, and rapids. Rapids are a part of a river where the water flows very fast over rocks. Second one is the middle course or the mature course. In the middle course of the river begins when it leaves the mountains and enters the plain. Here the valley widens, and at this stage the speed of the water decreases and the river develops loops which are called meanders. Meanders means a shape like a snake, zigzag. River Ganga, for example, has a meandering course between Allahabad and Varanasi. Now, the third stage is the lower or the old course. In its lower course, the river joins a bigger water body such as a sea. In this course, the speed of the river is very slow and the river deposits the silt it carries near the mouth, forming a triangular shaped land called delta. And the largest delta in the world is formed by the Ganga and the Brahmaputra rivers before they join the Bay of Bengal. And the name of this delta is Sundarban Delta. Now that's all in this chapter. I hope all the concept of major landforms are quite clear to you. Thank you.